tool, and that's when we look at categories and tags. And again, I had put up a lot about, for the book blog that I showed you, I've been tagging things, business models in journalism. And so I've gotten at least 2 or 3 people have contacted me and said, we don't know who you are, but we're looking at new business models in journalism, and your name is everywhere. So that, again, when we talk about this branding yourself and your beat, if you tag your stuff, and do you all know anybody not know what tags are? Who has a good definition of tags? Yeah.
It's a series of words that summarize kind of what the subject of your post is.
Yeah, I put it this way. When you sit down at a computer to search, you put in some words, what you're thinking of. Your tags for a post are you sitting there going, if somebody wants to see this information, what are they going to type into a search engine? And so that's why, like, if we look at tags and keywords are similar, sometimes you'll see blogs where one of their keywords will be a misspelling of the name of the site. It's like Flickr, there's things. So at any rate, tagging, that's just, every time you put in a post, you think, all right, what would if I wanted them to find it, what would they probably type in? So, you can have broad ones like journalism. You could have ones like the city name. And then I usually try to characterize it somehow. So, something more descriptive. And we'll take a break. Then we'll do the looking good part where we're going to look at templates. That's a fun part. And one of the strengths and beauties of WordPress is you can set it up and it just looks like this really plain vanilla version. And then in the back end, there's different templates. So just with a click, you can make it look completely different. And that's really an advantage. Because with the early blogger blogs, people would, you'd get like, oh, that's just a blogger blog. They weren't looking at the content. And also, besides just looking good, we'll look at some that have 2 sidebars and some that have 1 sidebar. I mean, there would be variations, depending on what you're doing, of why you would have your information displayed a certain way. We'll get into sidebars and widgets in detail, and we're going to look at some customized and add-ons. How many of you use Firefox? Raise your hand if you use Firefox. No. Okay. That's the recommended browser for journalists. And this Manta, we'll talk about that probably in a couple of hours, but it's a semantic web tool, and it's an add-in for Firefox. It's not for WordPress. But when you add it into Firefox, you can then use it in your WordPress, and I'll show you how that works. And it's kind of neat. It'll just, as you're writing a post, it looks for words in the post. So when in my blog, my community and citizen news thing, if I write the word Chicago, it will find a link like in Wikipedia or in Google Maps to Chicago, and I don't have to go and find that link. I can just click on something and it adds the link for me because it's looking at, what word is she talking about? We'll take another break, and then toward the end, we'll just have some time to customize. I know people might have to go at different times. I'll stay until the end, but if you needed to leave, you can do that, and we'll just customize it. Any questions or anything? Doing that Mary Bud Rowe thing. Give them 7 seconds, you get better questions.